Здравствуйте, уважаемые участники Международного форума журналистов «Россия-Африка. Дорогой дружбы и сотрудничества». Проект реализуется Центром дополнительного профессионального образования «Альфа-Диалог. Санкт-Петербург. Россия» при поддержке Фонда публичной дипломатии Александра Горчакова.
Good afternoon, esteemed participants of the International Forum of Journalists Russia-Africa, the Way of Friendship and Cooperation. This project is implemented by Alpha Dialogue Center with the support of Alexander Gorchakov Public Diplomacy Fund.
Bonjour, chers participants du Forum international des journalistes Russie-Afrique, la voie de l'amitié et de la coopération. L'organisateur du forum est le Centre Alpha Dialogue avec le soutien de la Fondation de soutien de la diplomatie publique Alexander Gorchakov.
To deliver the welcome address, we are pleased to welcome Professor Elena Robertsovna-Idrovskaya, the director of Alpha Dialogue Center.
Dear friends, on behalf of the Alpha Dialogue Center, St. Petersburg, I welcome all participants of today's meeting and congratulate you of the opening of the project Russia-Africa, the Road of Friendship and Cooperation. The key events of the project is the International Journalists Forum, which will be held in Ethiopia next week, with the support the Gorchakov Fund. We wish all participants of the forum mutual understanding and fruitful work. To tell the truth, this is not the center's first venture in Africa. Our initial step was a series of professional development courses in Tanzania, launching in 2021.
In 2022, our center organized the project Russian Writers to the Children of the World for children in Zambia, Mongolia, Kazakhstan, Azerbaijan, and Uzbekistan.
So the seed for this journalist forum was planted during our project in Madagascar and Botswana in 2023. Our engagement with local journalists endorsed the importance of promoting greater collaboration within the media landscape. This event brings together participants from numerous African countries, and we are honored to have representatives from Russian embassies.
We thank the Embassy of Ethiopia for its assistance in organization for our project.
We are privileged to hear from Her Excellency Ambassador Irana Zinalova, the ambassador in the Republic of Mauritius.
A very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's great honor to greet you colleagues, because probably you know that I'm a journalist in my past, I would tell. But nowadays I'm plenipotentiary and extraordinary ambassador in Mauritius. So I would like to greet you first for this event. And the second, I would like to share my experience in Africa, because it's pretty common that in Africa we don't have such an influence of the local media and the Russian media. Probably you know that like the majors of the markets are Western media, which make the agenda for everyone. So I suppose that the Russia, as a country which was the first country of the equal rights for everyone, notwithstanding the race, gender, and the political views, supported the independence and idea of the sovereignty of African nations. And in Mauritius, we made the great job, because for 58 years of our friendship, because we recognize the independence of Mauritius in 5 days after its sovereignty declared, we not just recognized, we helped this country. We were helping for a long time. We still are friends. Russia doesn't have any background of the colonialism, so it's very easy to understand how Africans would like to get their sovereignty, how they value their sovereignty, and how Russia and Soviet Union we supported. And nowadays we can make the great impact on media sphere together. If you have any questions, just I would be happy to answer them, but I would like to tell that we have the long road ahead to go together to make the media market, which is national oriented and which is fair and free of fake news from Western media, free of stereotypes which were making during the ages, during the last century. So if we do it, we win. I'm definitely sure we win if we be together.
Thank you so much for your supportive speech. We really appreciate your time that you could join us today for the opening of this forum.
I'm glad to introduce Mr. Vladimir Tararov, the ambassador of the Russian Federation to the Republic of Angola.
С вашего позволения буду по-русски говорить. Вот, я думаю, что потом мы переведем. Но прежде всего, я мог бы сказать сейчас на португальском, но я думаю, что большая часть моей аудитории просто не поймет, что я сказал. Значит, уважаемые участники форума, значит, искренне, во-первых, приветствую вас и хочу отметить, что практика доказала, во-первых, своевременность, актуальность и важность отраслевых мероприятий, которые сейчас организуются с 2019 года в рамках саммита форума Россия-Африка, сумевшего за короткий срок и за короткий период времени, что очень важно, завоевать авторитет и признание на африканском континенте. Не исключением является и ваш международный форум журналистов «Россия-Африка. Дорогой дружбы и сотрудничества». Уверен, что это мероприятие будет способствовать дальнейшему развитию информационного сотрудничества между нашими странами, которое имеет не только большой потенциал, но и особое значение, а также практическую отдачу для восстановления на новом этапе российско-африканских многоплановых отношений. С радостью отмечаю не только растущую открытость российских СМИ к сотрудничеству с масс-медиа Африки, но и увеличение интереса к нам со стороны африканских СМИ, рассматривающих сегодня российскую журналистику как источник правдивой информации на фоне океана фейковых новостей, ставших корыстным и порочным инструментом Запада в рамках развязанной им против России информационной войны. Сегодня, как никогда, важно создать и развивать доступные для широкой публики каналы коммуникации во избежание враждебного нам мирового информационного поля. В этой связи востребовано и дальнейшее расширение в Африке сети корреспондентских пунктов российских информационных агентств. И, кстати говоря, в Анголе нет ни одного, хотя, в общем-то, является центральной страной на юге Африки. Мы приветствуем инициативы информационных агентств ТАСС, Russia Today, Россия сегодня, Спутник, предоставлять свои новостные сюжеты, аналитические материалы, документальные фильмы африканским СМИ. Особенно важно при этом учитывать региональную лингвистическую специфику. И я хочу сказать, что здесь мы очень страдаем, потому что на португальском языке только воспринимаются новости, к сожалению. И было бы желательно, если бы, скажем, могли журналисты найти какие-то методы подготовки, причем квалифицированной подготовки, значит, текстов и направления их в наши посольства уже с переводами. Но не только это, но и, значит, аналитические материалы, значит, очень важно тоже готовить с особым, наверное, вниманием. Почему? Потому что нужно точечно работать с каждым государством и создавать уникальные информационные продукты. Российские журналисты успешно справляются с поставленными задачами, и это, значит, вижу воочию. Однако с информационным неоколониализмом борьба еще только начинается. В 2025 году в отношении Республики Ангола имеется очень большой информационный повод. То есть мы будем праздновать 50 лет независимости республики и одновременно 50 лет установления дипломатических отношений между нашими странами. Эти две даты совпадают, 11 ноября. И важно, чтобы этот информационный повод мы непременно должны использовать для напоминания стремительно молодеющему африканскому населению об исторически бескорыстном характере сотрудничества России с африканскими государствами, о солидарности с ними в борьбе за независимость. Должны вновь из наших уст прозвучать заверения в том, что наша политика в отношении Африки на современном этапе не меняется. Все наши усилия, в том числе и в рамках форумов Россия и Африка, направлены прежде всего на укрепление суверенитета стран континента, обеспечение их большей свободы в защите своих национальных интересов на мировой арене. Здесь сама история на нашей стороне. Наша бескорыстная помощь африканским государствам стала основой генетического доверия их населения к России, преемнице СССР. Уверен, что выработанные в ходе форума рекомендации и договоренности будут способствовать дальнейшему развитию сотрудничества между информационными агентствами России и Африки, запуску взаимовыгодных перспективных проектов. Поэтому желаю вам успешной работы и всего самого наилучшего.
Владимир Николаевич, спасибо большое за такой обзор ситуации в Анголе. Очень интересно. It's a privilege for us to introduce Mr. Alexei Saltykov, the ambassador of the Russian Federation in the Republic of Côte d'Ivoire.
Добрый день, добрый день. Сердечно приветствую всех участников Международного форума журналистов России и Африка из солнечного Абиджана. Сегодня африканские журналисты уделяют пристальное внимание нашей стране и тому вкладу, который она вносит в развитие континента. Россия и Африка заинтересованы в построении взаимовыгодных отношений. Мы вместе боремся с актуальными вызовами и угрозами. Россия всегда готова поддерживать африканцев в борьбе с неоколониальными практиками. В данном контексте хотел бы отметить достаточно успешное и слаженное сотрудничество российских новостных агентств Russia Today, Спутник Африка в африканских странах, в частности, успешную совместную работу с африканскими журналистами, в том числе в формате тех крупных российско-африканских международных событий, которые имели место быть. Я имею в виду прежде всего форумы, саммиты Россия-Африка, а также первые министерские встречи форума партнерства, которая прошла в ноябре прошлого года. Говоря о суверенитете государств, хочется подчеркнуть, что его нельзя достичь без сильных и независимых СМИ. В наше время развитие высоких технологий и искусственного интеллекта очень легко столкнуться с фейками, которые публикуются с целью посеять недоверие между странами. Считаем, что совместное сотрудничество российских и африканских СМИ может помочь повысить качество и достоверность публикуемой в открытом пространстве информации. В этой связи хотел бы призвать всех вас, дорогие друзья, участники этой представительной международной конференции, относиться к возложенной на ваши плечи задаче с полной ответственностью. Помните, что каждое слово, написанное вами, может иметь те или иные последствия. Хотелось бы, чтобы эти последствия всегда были позитивные и нацеленными на продвижение, дальнейшее развитие наших двусторонних отношений с этим замечательным, интересным континентом. Давайте вместе бороться с тем, чтобы происходящие в мире события освещались с полной достоверностью, без политической подоплеки. Хотелось бы также отметить, что в настоящее время посольство прорабатывает возможность подписания меморандума о сотрудничестве между агентством ТАСС и Иварским агентством печати. Хочется верить, что этот документ мы подпишем в самое ближайшее время. Спасибо большое руководству ТАСС, что поддержало эту инициативу и своевременно направило свой проект данного документа. В заключение хотел бы подчеркнуть, что российские СМИ в настоящее время работают в условиях санкционного давления. На многих наших журналистов ведется настоящая охота. Некоторые государства пытаются не допустить опубликования правдивой информации, правдивых новостей. Иногда дело доходит до открытого насилия. Хотелось бы в этой связи почтить память всех журналистов, которые погибли при исполнении профессионального долга. Желаю участникам конференции успешной работы и выработки каких-то интересных направлений совместной деятельности в области журналистики. Спасибо большое.
Уважаемый Алексей Эдуардович, благодарим вас за возможность присоединиться сегодня к открытию форума. Благодарим вас за информацию о том, как обстоит ситуация с медиа в Кот-д'Ивуаре.
And I'm glad to introduce Mr. Aidar Aganin, Ambassador Extraordinary and Plenipotentiary of the Russian Federation to the State of Libya.
Thank you. Well, Excellencies, Irada, I can see you.
Yes.
Honorable colleagues,
Hello, my
dear friends. Look,
Hello, Ambassador.
Since we have agreed that I'm speaking in English,
Yes,
so
of
be
course.
it. Then it's English.
Yes.
So I'll try to be less formal. Greetings from the capital of Libya, city of Tripoli. Thank you for this invitation. I'm truly glad to listen and to be heard in such a distinguished company. Well, first of all, I would like to point out that historically, the sub-region of North Africa, where we work, exists somewhere between worlds. Europe is just across the sea, but it's definitely something different. Despite the linguistic and religious ties to the Middle East, those countries stand apart as well, and Africa, so-called true Africa, lays beyond Sahara. That said, Libya has gone through a tremendous journey in embracing its African identity. During the era of Jamahiriya, Libya not only saw itself as part of Africa, but as its economic and political center. Today, in a world of increasing interdependence, the borders between subregions are fading away. Environmental and terrorist threats have no boundaries. Migration flows affect everyone. Today, we can say Libya is not also Africa. Libya is Africa and inseparable part of it. And as I address you, ambassadors, representatives of the so-called Fourth Estate, I must note, if in Russia a poet is more than just a poet, then in Africa a journalist is more than just a journalist. In regions as complex as yours, journalism is always a challenge, always a risk, and often a service to society at the cost of personal comfort, and tragically, sometimes even at the cost of life. Well, I'm pleased to acknowledge that many African students, after studying journalism in Russia, returned to their home countries, became not just part of the fourth branch of power, but leaders in the first three of them, becoming ministers, heads of agencies, corporate leaders. Their names are well known, and I can call some of them even my close friends, such as the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Congo, Mr. Jean-Claude Gakosso. Today, once again, we're sending dozens of students to Russia to study and to discover our beautiful country with hope, to help developing nations to build a class of educated people with high cultural level who will transform societies and bring their countries prosperity and development. The right of citizens to obtain information is one of the most relevant rights in the modern world. Journalists trained by Russian standards, Russian media in general are respected around the world for offering alternative perspectives and points of view. My previous colleagues have already mentioned it. By making exclusive reports and coverage of stories that are sometimes ignored by so-called mainstream media. Today, the truth, the real facts are more valuable than gold or oil. Information alone could be a reason for markets to collapse or course of a nation's policy to change. In my own professional work, I constantly engage with journalists. I count many of them as friends outside of our formal settings. Well, I thank you for your work, your interest in diplomacy and in Russia. And believe me, this interest is mutual. Thank you, colleagues. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Dorashidovich. We are glad that you were able to join our event and tell us about the situation in Libya.
И мы благодарим также, что вы подняли тему образования журналистов в России и в Африке, потому что это одна из тем и идея, из которых родился этот форум. We are pleased to welcome the Embassy of Botswana, represented by the Press Secretary, Mr. Alexei Nesterov.
Afternoon, dear colleagues. Dear ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I would like to express my sincere appreciation for the opportunity to take part in the opening ceremony of the forum, which makes it possible to establish direct contacts between leading journalists from Russia and Africa countries, including the Republic of Botswana. The event is a great opportunity to exchange experience and discuss a wide range of issues related to media industry and consider the current trends and challenges faced by representatives of the sphere today. Speaking about the current Russia-Botswana interaction in the media industry, it should be emphasized the following. In recent years, we have intensified our cooperation in the sphere. In particular, as a part of the international educational project Sputnik Pro, initiated by Sputnik International News Agency and Radio. And we are very glad that 2 years ago, Botswana joined Sputnik Pro project. Besides online meetings as a part of the project, every year young journalists from all over the world, including Botswana, arrive in the Russian capital, Moscow, to participate in a face-to-face session of this program. The implementation of such projects already has its practical effect. For example, since February 2025, Botswana radio station GAPS FM has been broadcasting programs of Sputnik Radio, and Botswana's print media are increasingly publishing materials of Sputnik International and Sputnik Africa news agencies. In October 2024, a large number of Botswana journalists took part in the international educational project RT Academy, initiated by the Russian international TV channel RT. And in this regard, on behalf of the Russian Embassy in Botswana, I would like to wish the forum to be held in a creative and constructive atmosphere, strengthening traditionally friendly Russia-Africa relations, having as a result an effective practical cooperation between journalists of our countries. I wish you fruitful work, interesting discussions, and good luck. Thank you.
Thank you, Alex.
Thank you very much.
We are delighted to have with us Mr. Alexander Yevstigneyev, the head of the Россотрудничество Representative Office in Tanzania at the Russian Center for Science and Culture in Dar es Salaam.
Hello, dear friends. Salam, Habari. So, as a chief of the Russian Center for Science and Culture and as a former journalist, I would like to tell you that your job, the journalism, is very important job, because just you can tell us, tell to Russian, tell Tanzanian and African people true about our countries. Please be clear. Please don't be propagandists. Please be journalists. And the doors of our center are open for you, not just for Tanzanian journalists. We are ready for the cooperation, for joint projects, and good luck.
Thank you.
So the support of our partners is vital for the success of the project. So we are deeply grateful to all our partners, and would like to give the word to Khevati Belachewa-Bilhu, CEO of Resource Industry and Trading in Addis Ababa. Maybe will join us later. And we also want to say sincere gratitude for the valuable assistance and expertise provided by Alexei Lukyanenko, head of the Project Office, Association of Economic Cooperation with African States. Probably Alexei couldn't join us as well. So we are truly grateful to all the speakers for their support and insightful comments. With such strong partnership, and we're certain that the forum will achieve great things.
We are very much looking forward to the start of face-to-face stage of our project. We would also like to extend a warm welcome to all the experts, speakers, and participants who have expressed interest in joining us at the forum. The face-to-face stage will be held in Ethiopia in just 1 week.
You can see on the slide we have QR codes there with all the information about the project, and we share all the project updates on social media. And also all the recordings will be available on the website after the forum ends.
This slide provides a snapshot of the project program. The complete program will be posted on the website very soon. The forum's program features analytical reports, roundtables, and masterclasses.
Thrilled to have journalists and media experts from across Africa joining our project, and we extend our sincere thanks to their participation. And now we'd like to invite them to speak. The floor is yours. There are journalists that joined us today. If you'd like to comment right now, please, you can raise your hand and we will let you speak. And I just want to introduce the experts and journalists that will join us during the face-to-face stage of the project in Ethiopia. We are thrilled and waiting to come to Ethiopia and see and start the project. So please, if you would like to say something, you can switch on the mic. Professor Julian from Kenya, can you hear us?
Yes, I can. How are
Здравствуйте,
you?
hello.
Здравствуйте.
Yes, I know that you were waiting for us to give you the word. Sorry for keeping you waiting. Please, the floor is yours. Just
Okay. Thank you very much, Marina Bogdanova from Petersburg and the organizing committee for the journalist Rasi Africa. My name is Prof. Julian Omosa. I am a member of the Kenya Media Institute. And I really appreciate what Victoria Budanova has been saying about the Russian disinformation by the West. Because you see, like, there was an incident of Bucha. If you look at all the Western TV channels, like the American channels and the British channels, they were saying, oh, the Russians are barbaric people. They have killed people on the streets, and, you know, and all this was lies, you know. This was just orchestrated by the other side, where they placed the bodies on the streets of the Ukrainian street, which is very, very wrong. So anyway, thank you for that presentation, Victoria Budanova and the rest. We have a very good big group. I also see we have the Embassy of Russia in Botswana. That's a very nice thing to have also. So my very small presentation for me. I will not take much of your time. Everybody can hear me well?
yeah, the sound breaks sometimes.
Some breaks, okay. All right, so let me just start. This is a very important forum for the Russia-Africa Forum because there is a lot of misinformation, especially in Africa, in the old colonies of the British colonies and the French colonies, because the news companies, the companies that have news companies have companies here, they always will give their point of view, which is wrong. It's called fake news. And fake news is very dangerous for Africa because it leads the people in the wrong direction. Because you give people wrong information, they follow the wrong direction, and then they act wrongly, which is very wrong. But right now, the good thing we have right now is that Sputnik Africa is coming up. We have RT now. We didn't block because some of the Russian channels like VST, Sivodnia, and they were blocked by YouTube. We used to watch them on YouTube, but now we for African countries we didn't do that. The YouTube blocked it was blocked in the US, but not here in Africa. So that's the small part I wanted to say. But now let me just go to the presentation. Now, for the African part, we have a lot of good reports from the Russian state, because Russians, especially during the Soviet Union, when Nikita Khrushchev was the premier, Nikita Khrushchev really helped build Africa, because at that time Nikita Khrushchev was in the 1960s. That was when there was colonialism in Africa. There were English colonies. Africa was divided in English colonies and French colonies. But the good thing about the Russians is that they will not stand and see an injustice happen, because somebody like the Soviet Union and the Soviet government, led by Nikita Khrushchev, came to Africa using the Russian embassy, helped our students from the African states, like in Kenya, for instance, and took them to the Soviet USSR to do studies in engineering, medicine, journalism, law, and other fields like Nefti Gaza, oil and gas. This really helped Africa, because it built the cadre, our professionals in these countries, so that we cannot be like when the British and the French wanted us to be like slaves without education. They barred Africans from studying. They were only saying white people are the only people who are going to study in the universities. But Nikita Khrushchev and others in the Soviet government took us. For instance, I'm a beneficiary of Nikita Khrushchev. I went to the Russian state and I stayed there for 10 years and I studied. I really loved the Russian people, the warmth of the Russian people, and the good heart that they have. So that's part one. Part two is the help by the Soviet government of the weapons of, because Africans didn't have weapons during the fight for colonialism. We had a war with the British between 1952 and 1963. 10 years we had a war with the British. So since we didn't have the weapons to fight the British had all the weapons. The Soviet government helped us with the weapons. They brought us using the ships into the Indian Ocean, and we had the weapons to fight the colonialism. And that's a big plus for the Africans. That's number two. And my last point is that we really need to build the media institutes in Africa. Let us not focus only in the Ethiopian countries. Let us come in all the states, African states, like in Kenya. We need to build a media company of Arte, Russia Today, Sevodnia. And right now, what is happening in Kenya is that the Russian government, and through the Russian embassy, is building, helping the people to speak Russian language, because many people don't speak Russian language. So now the Russian embassy, through the Russian government, through the Russian embassy, is helping the locals to study Russian language for free, either online or come on physical classes. That's very good, because the thing is, we can have, if we have many people speaking Russian language in Africa, it's going to be very good. It's a big plus. So anyway, I'll be very willing to participate in any programs that are going to be coming up, because I know that we're coming up well. Let us build these Russian companies. Let us build the Russian media, because we must counter the fake news that's coming from CNN, BBC, and all these other companies, especially for the Russian war now in Ukraine. There's a lot of fakes going on. They're saying the Russians are aggressors, and they went into Ukraine and killed people in Ukraine. But for me, since I speak Russian and I watch Ukraine, I watch Russian Today and I watch Sevodnya, I know the truth because I know, you cannot bring NATO into the Ukraine, and there's a 1,000 kilometers sharing with the Russian border, and NATO is the enemy for our Russian brothers. So anyway, in case of any questions, you can just ask, and I don't want to take so much time on this because I know there are other presenters, and I'm open for any questions, and let us give other chance to other presenters. Thanks.
Professor Julian, thanks for your speech a lot. Thanks for connecting our teleconference. If anyone has a question, please, you may raise your hand and switch on your mic. I saw that there was some participant that would like to speak right now. So, Emil, you're welcome.
Very much. Good afternoon, everybody.
Bonjour, Emile.
Bonjour, Valéria. Bonjour à tout le monde. Je ne sais pas si je peux parler en français ou en anglais, mais je me sens mieux en français. Est-ce que c'est possible? Is it possible for me to speak in French? Because I'm very comfortable in French, please.
S'il vous plaît, anglais.
Anglais?
Anglais.
Oh, my English is very, very bad, so I'm not sure that you will understand me very well. So, my name is Mimi.
Speak Russian, speak Russian, brother.
My Russian is it's not big. So I'm president and founder of Global LTV based in Cameroon, and I'm president of African Organization of Russophonie in Africa, and I'm promoter of Russia Linguistic Center in Cameroon, the first Russia Linguistic Center in Africa. So I'm not speaking here by the journalist, but I'm speaking here by the actor who manage Russian language in Africa and media. I have many media. I have Global LTV. In my media, I have Russafrique. Russafrique, it is online media. Since 2 years, 3 years now, russafrique.info. You can check in Google. I have La CIMAC. I have many media in Africa to work with Russia. I think I'm the first media, my media, Global LTV is the first media who made partnership with Russia Today when the French closed Russia Today in France. So I know very well and exactly how what is the perception of Russia in Africa, but particularly in Cameroon, because I'm Cameroonian, and it is not easy for us. So I will not take a long time. What I want to tell for this forum here in Ethiopia that African media have many problems, many problems because they don't have support. You know, all media live because they have support. Support can be technical support or financial support. Particularly in Cameroon, many media have support from French company, from English company, because you know the life of media is advertised. If you want to live, if you want to have money to pay your salary, you need advertise. If you don't have advertise, it's very difficult. And in Africa, all media is controlled by Occident. I mean, France, United States, America, UK, every that country. So it is very difficult for the media who want to support Russia in Africa, who want to tell the truth, because all another media make what we call manipulation of information. If you want to tell the truth, it means you support Russia, and it will be very difficult. I will take example for my media, for example. The main company who control media in Africa is Canal Plus. Canal Plus is French company who have every media in his bucket. So inside you will have every media in Central Africa and West Africa, where people speak French. Where people speak English, it is DSTV from UK. So it is very difficult to bring your media, your TV inside when you want to tell the truth, when you want to support Russia. So it is very difficult. This is the problem, for example, me with my media, with my TV, we have. Since I begin to support Russia, they ban my TV inside. That I don't know how to explain you in English very well, but the resume what I want to tell you is, if we organize the forum like this, Russia have to know that they need big technical team in Africa. Last year, I began to work with Rosatom, Gazprom Media. Yes, Gazprom Media, with Yamal satellite. But the position of Yamal satellite in Africa is very high. So it's difficult to use Yamal satellite in Africa. The only satellite we use in Africa who everybody can have is Eutelsat, is Amos, Eutelsat from France, Amos from Israel. So that people control everything in Africa. If you don't say what they need, they ban your TV. It is very, very difficult. I think that with this forum, we can join our mind, we can join our intelligence and see how African media can be not neutral, because neutral media is not exist, but how can work very well, because this is the time that Russia can come in Africa and work with people, because everybody in Africa loves Russia. So this is what I wanted to say, and my English is not good, but I think you understand very well what I want to say. And in Ethiopia, we can develop more and see what we can do to have best perception of Russia in Africa. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Emil. That was really important information for us, not only from like journalists, but also from a person who own media and know the situation from the inside, and that is very important. We are looking forward to seeing you in Ethiopia. Thank you very much.
Okay.
And your English was perfectly well understood, so thank you very much for speaking in English. And
Okay.
we also had another participant that would like to speak. If you please raise your hand. Yes. Alexandriana. You're welcome to speak.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, everybody. I would like to say that I agree with Mr. Emil. So I want to tell about the journalist in Madagascar, because I come from Madagascar.
Okay.
Okay.
You're welcome, please.
So here is very important the role of journalists. So I would say that there are many corruption, and the many of journalists here, I think there are so many stations for the government, the president, and I think it's not normal to say the information for everybody to make a disinformation for in this station. I think it's not clear, but I try to speak English. and my English so is not very well. Sorry. But I'm agree with Mr. Emil. It's the situation. It's the case of Madagascar. And I would say too that in Madagascar we need to have a formation with the journalist like Russia, because do you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Because I had a formation with Russia today online, and I think it's very good for the very journalist in Africa, and I put the fingers on Madagascar, because it's very important to know how to protect the journalist in the field, and how to have a good professionalism. I think we need to make a professionalism and have a good behavior for journalists like that. I've lost my word, so I think it's okay for me. Thank you for
Alex,
It's not a problem.
thanks very much for joining us from Madagascar. It's especially a pleasure for us to meet participants from Madagascar, where we were last year, basically. And yeah, it is important to speak about that. And you're welcome to join us online or live if possible. Yeah, in Ethiopia, please. And I would also like to invite Louise Goen that joined us for this for the opening. Louise, if you can hear us, please, you can switch your mic, and the word is for you, please. Здравствуйте, Луис. Да, мы вас слышим.
Yes, hello everybody, you can hear me?
Yes.
Да.
Okay, I'm not in a very good position, so maybe we can have some noise somewhere, but I will try. Okay, like the last two performers, also my English is not so good, we are all from the French part of Africa, so we feel better in French, but okay, I will try in English. Okay, my name is Louis Goens. I am the head of an online magazine about business and investment in Africa named Hero Africa. And also, I am the coordinator of the media in the Russian African Club of Moscow State University of Lomonosov in Moscow. And actually, with the Russian club, we have put in place a project 2 years ago that's called Russia Africa Media. This is a platform where we invite Russian and African journalists to connect it, and they can share the informations. So, for example, we have African journalists who every day are sharing information about the news in different categories: politics, economics, sports, science, culture, technology, and so on. So they share the information about what's happening in their country or in the area where they are living. And the Russian journalists can actually use the information, just everybody who come on this platform accept that the information that they put there can be used for other ones. So let's say this is a place where Africans shares information about Africa, and Russia share information about Russia in different topics, and any of them can take the materials of another ones just to use it for the information in his country. And this platform have 6 languages, the main language that we have in Africa. So the information can be shared in Spanish, in English, in Russian, Arabic, French, or English. So I would like to invite all our participants to connect to this platform. I will share the link on the chat. So you can be part of this small project that I think is very important, because the purpose of this platform is to help Africans to have more information about Russia from Russian journalists, and for Russian journalists to have more and real information about Africa from African journalists. So thank you very much for giving me the floor, and hope you will find useful our platform, and it can be used for your jobs. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Luis, for finding time for sharing the information about your platform. It's really interesting. So you have to actually visit the website and register there, and then you got the access.
Добрый день. Меня зовут Даниэль Ванита. Я живу в Яунде, Камерун, моя страна. Я хорошо говорю по-французски и по-английски. Пожалуйста, I'm going to continue in English language. Actually, I am a researcher at the International Relations Institute of Cameroon. And actually, I'm writing a thesis on the Russian foreign policy in Africa based on communication. Also, my study case is the RT en français. From what I face as difficulty, Russian media are described by French authors. We have French literatures that are describing the Russian media. So how can we do to get Russian author or Russian literature? Because when somebody else is talking about you, it's not you. So Russian media are seen through the eyes of other nationality, English author or French author. So what can we do as a researcher to have Russian author or Russian literature talking about their media? Thank you.
Thank you, Daniel, for joining us. And I know that you plan to join us in Addis Ababa, am I right? I hope that you could join us there. Thank you very much. So we have another participant that who would like to speak, Mohammed. Hello. You could switch on your mic, please.
First of all, I would like to thank you, Ms. Marina Bogdanova, and the distinguished director of Alpha Dialogue, the ambassadors, professors, speakers, and the participant. I would like to thank you all for this program, and I wish you and your beloved ones, you have had a joyful Palm Sunday yesterday, and I wish you a blessed Great Lent and delightful Easter. Thank you for organizing this program and for your insightful remark. In fact, this program, I would consider it as a unique opportunity for learning and cooperation. Thank you very much for that. Also, I would like to thank Russia Today RT and Sputnik for their exceptional role in bringing the truth in a very fair and creative approach. RT and Sputnik have been playing a great role and have been my own personal destination, so I will raise my awareness on emerging issues regionally and internationally. So once again, I would like to thank you all, and I'm looking forward for this program so I can learn more and cooperate with you more. Thank you once again.
Thank you for your pride and excellent speech. Thank you very much, Mohammed. I wish we could meet soon in Ethiopia. So it seems that everyone who wanted, they said what they would like to say. If someone would like to add something, please. We still have a few minutes. But again, to sum up the opening of the project, we would like to thank everyone who find time to join. And this is really important event for both Russian and African journalists. So we thank you so much for that time, and we invite you to join us live or online in Addis Ababa in a week. So see you soon.
And le forum aura lieu à Addis Abeba, la capitale égyptienne, le 22 et le 23 avril 2025. Et nous sommes heureux d'accueillir tout le monde et espérons que notre forum sera utile et intéressant pour chacun d'entre vous. Merci.
Международный форум журналистов Россия-Африка «Дорогой дружбы и сотрудничества» объявляется открытым. До встречи онлайн и в Аддис-Абеба 22 и 23 апреля 2025 года. Всего самого доброго.
До встречи.